Hi everyone! Today I am blowing the dust off the archives and diving into the real love stories and shocking life updates of every single 90 Day Fiancé couple from seasons 1 through 5. Who stayed married against all odds? Who left in a trail of heartbreak and scandal?
No man in the world can accept that.
And who is secretly thriving in ways you would never have predicted?
Welcome to Tulum, Mexico.
Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about these couples. Let's fire this up with season 1, the OGs.
You, Russ.
Russ and Paola are basically the human version of a telenovela that we can't stop watching. After years of starting their own breakup rumors and living more separately on Instagram than in real life, they kicked off 2025 with a New Year's cuddle by the fire. They also keep it cozy on movie nights with their son Axel. That is, when Paola's not kicking culo in a pro wrestling ring. Their rep says these two are still working on their relationship. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Well, dramatic and mysterious gets a spot on The Last Resort. Louis and Aya are thriving and hustling harder than ever with their rustic decor business, Lola Lilies. They're still married, still based in Indiana, with their two sons, Giovanni and Stefano. Alan and Kirlyam have officially secured their place as 90-day royalty. Still married after 12 years, still adorable, and now chasing two energetic little boys, Liam and Enzo. #1 couple goals. I saved the worst of season 1 for last. Mike and Aziza had one of the most unexpected plot twists. After building a quiet family life with their daughter Olivia, Mike was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for charges. Aziza shockingly stood by him during the trial, calling him a loving father in a letter to the court. As of April 2025, she's keeping her life low-key, running a dance studio in Moscow while Mike serves his time. This family's future is one giant, heartbreaking question mark. Now, season 2 is where the true chaos erupts. Chelsea and Yamir were pure love story material until they weren't. They divorced in 2016, and Chelsea has since married a man named Danielle and runs a crystal suncatcher business. So Chelsea. Meanwhile, Yamir's living the indie pop star life in Los Angeles. Different dreams, different paths, but somehow it feels like the right ending for both. Danielle and Mohamed. The reality TV mess we will never recover from.
She was sitting on the floor, crying, screaming, "I want my sex tonight."
They're both single now and have miraculously made peace. Danielle's flourishing as a nurse, glowing up on Instagram. Mohamed remarried in 2024, settling in North Carolina with his wife Jillian, and is supposedly making money day trading. Talk about the most unexpected glow-ups of the franchise. After that, how about another success story? Justin and Evelyn are still married, raising their son Nathan, and occasionally dropping little glimpses of their happy life on Instagram. Evelyn says the show was fun, which feels like the understatement of the century, considering how much drama other couples faced. Brett and Daya are still together and stronger than ever, now a perfectly blended family with Cassidy, Brett's daughter from a previous relationship, and their daughter Isabel. Brett's back to work after struggling during quarantine, and Daya's balancing mom life and night shifts like a queen. On to another couple who proved the doubters wrong. Danny and Amy have 3 kids now, a podcast called For the Family, and even founded their own church. They're serving marriage, faith, and family realness, and we are here for it. Jason and Cassia's story ended tragically. After a rocky marriage and a messy divorce, Jason sadly passed away from COVID-19 complications in 2021. Cassia did remarry, but looks like it didn't last. She continues to share her life as a content creator in Italy, where she was recently granted citizenship. All right, take a deep breath, because season 3 is when things really start heating up with scandals, secrets, and one very messy divorce. But Kyle and Noon are still together and thriving. They traded New Orleans for Oregon and spend their time traveling. After some heartbreaking family losses, they've built a life full of love, laughter, and epic road trips. Josh and Alexandra's faith-based love story is still strong. They're raising 2 kids quietly in Louisiana, and both work in the medical field. Josh as a doctor, and Alexandra is on her way to becoming a nurse. That drama about their first kid's paternity, very much ancient history now. The one that shocked me the most, Melanie and Devar faced so much skepticism, but they've shut us haters down. They're still married, raising their daughter Ava, and living their best life with a whole lot of beach days and date nights sprinkled in. Fernando and Carolina's marriage has been rocky at times, and they even separated briefly. But this season 3 couple is back together and featuring each other in their profile pics. Proof that sometimes love just needs a second chance. Loren and Alexei, everyone's favorite overachievers, are raising 3 kids in Florida and starred in their own TLC spinoff. Yeah, they're pretty boring, but they're also pretty happy. Not inventing fake marriage issues to land another season of After the 90 Days? We can all respect that. Mark and Nikki are a real roller coaster. They're reportedly still legally married, but separated in every other way. Their lawsuit against TLC, alleging an inaccurate portrayal of their love on the show, got thrown out and they fell off the radar, only resurfacing when divorce papers were filed and then dismissed in 2023. Mark and Nikki's status today can only be described as married but messy. Are you keeping up? Good, because season 4's couples are bringing scandal and some seriously wild redemption arcs. Despite a beginning based on, I'll call it creative storytelling by Lowo, he and Narkia are still married and raising their daughter in the US. But this season was all about Nicole and Azan.
You're ready to jump into a marriage with someone who really isn't attracted to you.
Whose non-marriage finally collapsed off camera. Nicole's back to making coffee at Starbucks and sharing occasional clickbait updates on Instagram that turn out to be nothing that fans are angry about. But this still single mom has to make her money. Azan, on the other hand, is living his best gym rat life, so not much new there. Way to change and grow, bro. Nicole and Azan did have us all talking the most, but after season 4 wrapped, George and Anfisa were doing the most.
Bring me my red back with my makeup!
George went to prison, got out, lost 100 pounds, remarried, and now has 2 kids. Anfisa became a fitness champion, earned her degree, and flexed her villainous skills on House of Villains. Iconic story arc, no notes. Matt and Alla are going strong with a blended family of 5 and lots of love, because apparently quiet loyalty is the key to reality TV relationship survival.
Are you cheating on me?
Quiet and loyal are the last words I'd use to describe Chantel and Pedro's union, which crashed and burned in spectacular reality TV spin-off fashion. But to no surprise, since they're both young and hot, these two are thriving separately. Pedro's killing it in real estate and may have sparked a romance with 90 Day alum Sophie. Chantel's shining as a nurse injector and is starring in TLC's latest spin-off, 90 Day Hunt for Love. Let's roll into season 5, where the couple somehow got even nuttier and a few have become absolute franchise legends. Despite family combat and a deportation scare, Elizabeth and Andrei are still together and teasing a big move to Moldova. Stay tuned, because a family feud across continents sounds deliciously chaotic, especially if Elizabeth's sister Jen's new boyfriend Josh's kooky ex Natalie shows up. Man, this show is incestuous. Evelyn and David are long divorced, and truthfully, it was inevitable. Evelyn remarried in 2024 and is signed to a Christian music label, while David travels and stays pretty low-key. Sometimes the right love story is the one you leave behind. Molly and Luis crashed and burned faster than a fireworks display, divorcing after less than a year.
I don't know what divorce means for me or for him when it comes to his immigration status.
Luis remarried, but added that second ex-wife to his roster in 2021. After a messy split from her next boyfriend Kelly on The Last Resort, Molly is once again living her best life and helping us hold up our best bust at her lingerie store. One of my personal favorite couples is Annie and David, who are better than ever together. They welcomed their miracle baby girl in March 2025 after an emotional IVF journey. The new family of 3 lives in Thailand, and I dare you to find a happier couple in the 90 Day universe right now. Josh and Ika are still married, living a private, travel-filled life with no kids. Love that for them. Season 5 also featured Nicole and Azan again, which brings us to the final twist that has fans' tongues wagging. There are whispers that familiar faces from these early seasons could be popping up on 90 Day spin-offs like The Single Life, The Last Resort, and even Hunt for Love. So if you thought we'd seen the last of them, think again. And that's the full rundown on our 90-Day Fiancé stars. Make sure you're subscribed because the past always comes roaring back, and you do not want to miss the breaking news when it does. Thanks for watching.